Like, we haven't been found wanting, Aideen, in terms of our humanitarian efforts that we've made in Ireland over the past, couple of weeks. Is it 20,000 so far offers, pledges of accommodation from Irish people and homes to Ukrainian refugees? Like, there's something really heartwarming about the number of people that have said, you know what, I want to open up my homes, I want to open up my door and let people in,
It is, humanity has kind of won in that sense, and you'd hope that the goodwill remains, because things will get tougher, things will get tighter. But yeah, 20,000 offers of refugees, so 15,000 through the government's portal that they've set up, and then 5,000 through the NGOs. And the NGOs are asking people to kind of bear with them while they make their way through that list. And for context, during the crisis where in Syria, when we had Syrian refugees coming here, it took them up a couple of months to get up to 1,000 offers or pledges for people to house them. So they were able to make their way through it. And, there is a process, obviously, and they're going to have to test the suitability of accommodation that's offered. And, there's child protection issues there. They're going to have to be looked at too. Although I think if children end up here on their own, they're obviously going to fall under the remit of TUSLA. Most children will probably be accompanied by a family member. But yeah, it's very heartening to see that swelling of outpouring, really. And I think people are just so touched by what they've seen. And we've all been sort of bombarded with the information in the last couple of weeks, and I think it can't help but get you on a daily basis. I was even just thinking I'm lucky to be able to turn on the tap in my kitchen and have water come out of it, and I think Irish people really get that. I think they understand.
We know about Irish hospitality and how welcoming we are as a country as well. Talk to me about the government. Who's leading in this front? Because we've seen Micheál Martin put his name out there that he would be happy to potentially bring in a refugee into his house. Anyone else from Cabinet?
Well, I think, there is, who else was on? Green Party leader Eamon Ryan and the Justice Minister. They're the only Cabinet members to have publicly said they've done it. There have been questions put to other people, and obviously politicians have other properties because they're generally based somewhere else in the country with the home in Dublin. So, we'll see how many people can lead by example. There.
I know. And I think a lot of people are really considering it. I thought about it myself, actually.
Really a lot of people. Spare room. Well, we see so many people coming into the country as well. What about the haulers? Diesel rationing for truck drivers not acceptable. What would you think with that, Donnacha? I mean, for haulage drivers to try and ration their diesel, how's that going to work?
Well, I don't know if it's a matter of not being acceptable. It's a matter of what will be available. I mean, there will be an energy shortage, and we will have to accommodate that. I mean, I've been saying for some time that the nature of sanctions is that it just doesn't hurt the person who's being targeted. It hurts also the person who's implementing the sanctions. And I think what we have to bear in mind is that we're not the ones suffering here. And whatever we have to pay in terms of higher petrol prices or higher energy prices, I mean, the government, I know, are making steps to ameliorate or mollify the worst kind of cases, but it's nothing compared to what's going through in Ukraine. And ultimately, we know that the economic sanctions on Russia is the only means that we have at our disposal, because we're not going to be committing military. So the only thing we can do is to help the Ukrainians, as was being said, is to accommodate refugees. I myself registered this week. It's a great service.
Did you, Donnacha?
I did, and you can just say what space you have, how many people you can take, what type of person. What I mean, you can range. Because we have young child, for example. So you can say it would be nice if there was also young child, because then they
same
could,
age group.
Exactly. And that would be helping the refugee. And it would be also helping your own, so things like that. So I think that, we have to look at it as a two-pronged thing, that we're helping people by accommodating them here during their hour of need, but also that we're part of this collective effort that the European Union is putting pressure on the Kremlin to desist from its murderous actions. And part of that, unfortunately, will be, problems with diesel, problems with bread as well, because, of course, so much grain is produced in Russia and Ukraine and things like that.